I just want him in our arms. Hi and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been following along, my name is Chloe and I'm a primary school teacher here in New Zealand. And I've been documenting my journey with epilepsy, being a teacher, being a pregnant mama, and just generally life with epilepsy and how I deal with that. I've been married for about 5 years to my husband Mark, and he is also a teacher. And we are 35 weeks along with our IVF miracle baby. So being pregnant and having epilepsy comes with quite a unique set of challenges. If you haven't seen my last video, I go through pretty much what we've gone through so far on this journey. Just what a pregnancy with epilepsy so far looks like, and you know what we've had to deal with. If you want to follow along our journey and meet our little one in the coming weeks, hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when I make new videos. So yeah, let's get into it as to what a 35 weeks pregnant looks like and how I'm actually doing at the moment. So at our last high-risk clinic appointment, we got an ultrasound that showed that baby is growing really well, which is hugely reassuring. Babies born to women with epilepsy and babies who are IVF babies apparently do tend to kind of drop off in terms of weight. They can get quite small as they progress, and so that is why we are having quite regular weight ultrasounds, growth scans, baby brain, sorry. And so it was really reassuring to know that he's growing as he should be. The weight is still a horrible feeling. I feel really sick being around hospitals. There's something about the smell and just being around hospitals and ultrasounds and everything that is just a sickening feeling for me, and I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And I keep expecting bad news, which we haven't got, which is fantastic, which, you know, obviously we are super grateful for. We have another one coming up next week, which hopefully should be our last one. If Bubs is growing as he should be, then we may be able to just go natural in terms of going into labour, which would be really nice. But we will just have to see how things get on with our scan next week. As you can see behind me, we have been working on the nursery. There's a bit of a catch-22 with doing the nursery, because on the one hand I have been super anxious to get it finished before Bubs arrives. I don't want to come home and have nothing finished and have a newborn, but I'm also super overwhelmed with the idea of having it all done and something bad happening. And this, I don't know if this is a normal feeling. I don't know if this is just a pregnancy after loss feeling, or whether this is a normal pregnancy feeling. But I just feel like, I mean, the idea of coming home without a baby is something we've done 3 times, and we now have a nursery set up, which is something we've never gotten to do before. And so coming home to this, I would like to say, quite awesome nursery without a baby just makes me feel really sick. And I can't even explain it. It's not a feeling that kind of overrides the excitement and the joy that I feel when I see this and when I think about bringing him home, but it's always there in the back of my mind, and I wish I could ignore it, and I wish I could be ignorant of loss, but I wish we could be excited about this being, you know, our first baby. But it's not our first baby, and it's even more complicated, you know, adding the epilepsy factor to it, and the fact, you know, it's all been quite overwhelming. So I've had a, you know, a fair few meltdowns in the last couple of weeks, just trying to get everything done, but also feeling, you know, like, are we going to be able to bring a baby home here? And that's an overwhelming feeling. In terms of our birth plan, something that we've talked about with our birth team is an early epidural. So pretty much as soon as I start having regular contractions, going into the hospital and having an early epidural. So we talked to an anaesthetist last week about the process and what it would involve, and you know, what we could do, which we both found a really positive experience. They seemed really, really good. This is just to give my body a chance to rest and try and kind of mitigate that sleep deprivation factor, so that I don't end up having a seizure during you know, that stage 2, during that pushing phase. Making sure that my body has enough rest and trying to minimize those triggers. Anything that we can do to minimize triggers and not have a seizure during labor and birth, we're keen to do, because we don't know how long I'm going to go for, we don't know how long it's going to take, and it's just what they recommend. So I'm 35 weeks around now, which is a huge achievement in itself. So I mean, this is our 4th pregnancy. Our first 3 pregnancies ended in loss. Yeah, we had to endure about 4 years of infertility to get pregnant with this baby. So I mean, we are super grateful to be where we are now, but it's also super scary. I'm still feeling like something might go wrong. You know, as soon as I saw that second line pop up on the test, I felt this kind of overwhelming protective instinct about this tiny wee life, and I feel like that feeling has never really gone away. And I mean, this is baby, this pretty much fully grown baby, like kicking me in the ribs all the time and moving and everything, like even caught him on camera, like moving and rolling and making my belly move. And you know, we know, you know, we've hit viability, and there was a big reassurance. Hitting viability was huge, and we know if he was born now, he'd be okay. But there's just it's just this pressure of, what if something happens to him inside before he's born? And I feel like that pressure's on me. It's you know, once he's born, once he's okay and in our arms, like I can hand him to somebody else and say, is he okay? I can put him in somebody else's hands who knows better than me. But right now it's like, everything I do or don't do, or eat or don't eat, or you know, when I take my meds, or if I take my meds, like it's all on me. Everything I do is directly impacting him, and if he's okay. And it's a lot of pressure. And I'm just really, I just want him in our arms. I just, like, I want to be able to ask somebody else. You know, so many people are saying, oh, you know, it's harder once he's out, you know, it's harder to, you know, he's so much easier to look after when he's inside, and or you know, they're easy to take care of there, and but I'm the only one taking care of him. And that's a lot of pressure. Like, I have to keep track of everything that he's doing and if it's normal, and I want to be able to see him and other people to see him. So if he's not moving very much, or yeah, I can see that it's just because he's sleeping and not because he's not breathing or something like that. It's just it's just a lot of pressure, and it just feels like it's all on me. And I'm still so scared that we're not going to get to bring him home, because we've never had that reassurance that we can bring a baby home. Other than the anxiety, it is also the height of summer here in New Zealand. So it is hot. It has been really, really hot. Anyone else that is in countries that are way hotter than ours, please don't laugh at me. But it is hot here, especially when you are very, very pregnant. So it's been pretty uncomfortable. And heat is a big trigger for me. So we have been trying really, really hard to minimize that heat trigger for me. So I've pretty much been living in the pool, or with a cooling towel on me, or in front of the fan, or a mix of all three. Trying to make sure that I'm managing that heat trigger. Yeah, hopefully we can go the rest of this pregnancy without another seizure. That would be ideal, obviously. Yeah, we're just doing the best that we can, really. And yeah, it's all we can do, really, is just our best. So that's pretty much it. We're just waiting now. Our main goal really is to get to 37 weeks at least, which really isn't that far away. But we are prepared if Bubs comes sooner than that. We're really just doing our best and just waiting. If you've gone through labour and birth with epilepsy, what did your doctors recommend? Did they recommend an early epidural, or did they recommend something else? Comment down below. I would love to hear from you. If you want to follow along our journey and meet our little one sooner or later in the next few weeks, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up and hit that bell to get notified when I make new videos. And I will see you shortly in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.